This story raises a disturbing question. Was Attorney General Pam Bondi caught doing damage control after getting busted on tape? Because the timeline doesn't lie. We now have undercover footage shot on April 28th showing the U.S. Attorney General casually releasing some details about the Epstein case to an associate at a restaurant. Now, before we get into this, please like, comment, and share at Explain America. It helps us bring common sense journalism to the American people. Now, you might recall that she recently had a press conference where she discussed tens of thousands of videos related to Jeffrey Epstein, and she said that it was related to little kids. Now, there is a backstory to this because investigative journalist James O'Keefe, who has made a living with undercover videos and is back at Project Veritas after a stint where he was only at O'Keefe Media Group, or OMG. He's released an undercover video of Pam Bondi in a restaurant talking about the Epstein files. Let's watch.
Yesterday, Attorney General of the United States Pam Bondi was at the White House and disclosed what she represented as brand new information in relation to Jeffrey Epstein: the existence of tens of thousands of videos featuring little children.
There are tens of thousands of videos.
Now, this is the first time an official has publicly acknowledged that videos of Epstein and his victims exist. What you may not know is just 9 days prior, the Attorney General had a very similar conversation with a total stranger in a restaurant.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been...
Okay.
So,
any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. After receiving the video, O'Keefe Media Group contacted Bondi's office, asked for comment, and read back her own quotes from the recording. Then, almost like clockwork, just a few days later, Bondi stood in front of reporters and gave a nearly identical statement. Same talking points, same numbers, same phrasing. She said, "There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children, and I'm going to paraphrase related materials, and there are hundreds of victims." Now, this was said on camera, but only after she was confronted behind the scenes with what was caught on tape. So the question is simple. Why was this shocking information shared privately before it was shared publicly? And why did it take leaked video pressure for the DOJ to finally speak? Americans have demanded answers for years about the Epstein files, and we have known that there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of videos. But to hear someone talk about these videos in the volume that we're talking about and all of the victims, it raises the obvious point. Why aren't there more people in jail? They keep talking about the victims, but American people want to know who was participating in this heinous crime, perhaps one of the worst crimes of the 20th century, certainly one of the most chilling. So what else are they not telling us about this case? Why is Pam Bondi seeming to stall on this? Because certainly it doesn't have to be all released at once. There could be arrests made, and if there were arrests, I think a lot of the people would be willing to give them a lot more time. So it's simply, if they just went after the elites who were participating in this corrupt scandal, we would cut Pam Bondi a lot of slack and be a lot more patient. We have to assume that she's trying to go do due diligence here, but the longer it takes for someone to get arrested, besides Ghislaine Maxwell and the late Epstein, the worse it gets. And obviously, we just saw Virginia Giuffre just die recently before this investigative material came out. So time is of the essence. Tick-tock. We need to see this material, or at least see arrests related to it. That's my opinion on this controversial subject. Please feel free to weigh in below what you think about this entire subject and the video that you saw of Pam Bondi and how it contributes to our understanding of the story. This has been Kyle Becker with Explain America.